In this series, we're looking at the book of Ephesians. It's not like any of Paul's other letters because it wasn't actually written to a specific church. It's a general letter to all Christians everywhere. And it gives us a satellite view of God, Jesus, salvation, Christian behavior, marriage, family, spiritual warfare. It's sublime. But it opens in chapter 1 by talking about identity. Most of us are taught to find our identity from something. Our looks, our friendships, our money, our job, a partner. But Paul says our identity is found in, not from. It's in Christ. Now, there's 11 verses in this first chapter that are a kind of explosion of praise and worship. It's one great big sentence, and it flows like freestyle rap. Paul praises God for what he's done for us in Christ. That phrase, in Christ, or in Him, basically means that what is true of Jesus is true of us. What happens to Jesus happens to us. So if Jesus is seated in glory in heavenly realms, then we are too in Him. If Jesus gets to inherit all of God's power and glory and kingdom, then we do too in Him. It's really hard to get your head wrapped around this. So Paul prays for us. He prays that we'd know this stuff, not just in our heads, but in our hearts. He prays that the eyes of our hearts would be opened so that we can know this unbelievable hope that we have in Jesus, the amazing grace that God has lavished upon us. And most of all, that we'd know the exhilarating power that's available to every believer. This is resurrection power that not only gives us self-worth, but gives us the strength for self-transformation. We can be everything that God says we are. If you're getting your sense of identity from anything other than being in Christ, you need to watch this message. Follow through the whole thing, share it with others, and take the challenge I give at the end. Read Ephesians chapter 1 every day, at least once for the next week. But for now, here's the big idea. Understanding and embracing the amazing identity we have in Christ changes everything. We need to pray that our hearts, not just our minds, are made able to fully grasp the riches of God's grace and His incomparably great power available to us. Here's a link to the full message. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.